Ciao, ragazzi. Is that Italian? I'm not quite sure. It could be. Welcome to a nice September evening, and we're going to drive one of Turin, the Agnelli family's finest early 2000s hot hatches, this Fiat Punto HGT Abarth. So grab yourself a cappuccino. No, not a cappuccino, it's after 12. An espresso, a martini maybe. Enjoy the episode. That is quite a mouthful, isn't it? Just navigate some corners and I will be with you. Fix it again tomorrow. Is that a harsh representation of the Fiat Punto HGT Abarth? Possibly. I mean, the other day I jumped in it and all the airbag lights were on, so I parked it up and left it, and when I went back to it at the end of the day, all the airbag lights had gone off. So yes, in theory you do have to fix these again tomorrow. They are quite fragile. I mean, the HGT that we've got here today, it's a few years old now. It's 2003, so you know it's been on the planet for a while, and for a Fiat, I mean, they haven't got the best reputation, hence the nickname. Rust is always an issue on these, on any Fiat, saying that. This one is pretty good underneath, but I've seen some over the years which are horrendous. And there's talks of some of the early Fiats rusting while they were in forecourts. I don't know if it's cheap metal, not enough paint, not enough protection, like bare metal protection before they painted them. Maybe that was the issue. Thin metal back then. They were also renowned for very good engines. Now, that's always been the case. I've always heard that growing up. Everyone said, Fiat, yeah, great engine, really revvy, good engine, but the rest of it, not so good. This is the first Italian car I've ever owned. Do you know what? I'm not overly disappointed. It's a hot hatch, or is hot hatch, what's a little bit more than lukewarm? Is tepid, is that a bit more than lukewarm? It's a lukewarm tepid hatch, in my opinion. I mean, it's good. The engine's quite revvy. It's not got enough horsepower for a 1.8. I mean, a 1.8 16 valve engine with like a VVT on it, it's only 130 odd horsepower. You'd think with a 1.8 you'd get maybe a little bit more. It does handle really well. That was the first thing that I was very surprised about. I didn't expect it to handle as well as it does. You can feel the VVT kick in, so when you put your foot down, there's a little bit of a power band in it, which I quite like. I like that on cars. But these do have variator issues, so if you ever go and buy one, it's not really a buyer's guide. Well, I suppose you could use it as a buyer's guide, but if you ever go and buy one, make sure you check for any noises from the engine. Now, if you've got a little rattle that sounds like a timing chain, or some people say it sounds diesely, which, yeah, you could say that, or really, really tappety, then you've got a variator failing or failed. If it's completely failed, the car will be really flat and it won't kick in. If it's failing, you can normally give it a rev and the rattling will go away. And then once you drive it, the rattling does get a bit better. So that's a sign of it failing. This did have a slight rattle when we had it. Flushed it all out, put a new filter on, put fresh oil in it, ran it, and it actually fixed it. And it's still running now. I've been going backwards and forwards to home and back in it, and it is running like a dream. It's not doing any issues. I think I can feel a little flat spot, but I'm really looking for it. You know, it's not obvious. You can just feel a little hesitation. I think that's just because I drive a lot of cars. Maybe if you didn't drive as many cars and you jumped in this, you wouldn't feel it. It feels to me like there is a little flat spot just before the variator might kick in. I could be wrong, it's maybe just the way it is. I think this car could benefit from a new variator, a new cam belt and all that kind of stuff. Even I inspected the cam belt when I was there. It looked good, there's no cracks in it. Didn't look that old, to be honest, but you can't really say that with a cam belt. Wherever this goes next, I'm going to recommend that they do that. I'm probably not going to do it because I'm not going to keep it long enough to do any more work on it. We've got it going, I've freed off some of the brakes, and now I'm just enjoying it for a bit. I'm just driving it around, making sure it's all right, and then hopefully we can pass it on to another owner. It's not one that's staying in the collection. I can now say that I have had one. I've had a Punto HGT Abarth, and I didn't think I would. I knew about them. It wasn't until this one came about that I knew about the HGT version. No, the Abarth version, sorry. I knew there was HGT. I knew there was Sportings. I didn't realise that these 1.8... This 1.8 is out of a Barchetta, so the Fiat Barchetta. I'll put one on screen now. It's like the sporty coupe type thing, little sports car. A bit of an ugly thing, really. Do I want? No, I don't want one of those. No, but the engine is out of one of those, and they've stuck it in this. Yeah, the Abarth one. What did they give you on the Abarth one that was any different to the normal HGT? Well, I don't think they're numbered. So the only way you can tell you've got an Abarth is if you've got all the bits on it. I think that's right. So you could go to your Fiat dealership, you could buy your HGT, and you could get your Abarth upgrades. So you get steering wheel with Abarth written on it. You get a gear stick with Abarth and a nice little scorpion on it. It's a cool badge. You get a handbrake cover. You get... I nearly yanked that up then. That would have been interesting. You get kick plates on the doors with little scorpions in them. You get a body kit. So you get a front bumper, which is deeper and completely unique to the Abarth. And you get a rear bumper, which is the same, which is unique to the Abarth. You get side skirts. Now, what has happened? Now, we believe that this, and Ben, who will be editing this now, he also believes, because he's had a look around it, that this was a factory one. Because the other thing it's got in it is the sat-nav and the 6CD multi-changer. So, yeah, the seats are the sporty version. They are semi-bucket seats, but they're not. There is another option of seat that you can get to these, which I'll put a little picture of now. That interior is really rare, apparently. That wasn't spec'd much. I take it because it was really expensive, probably. But the rest of the stuff, we think this car has had. I've also seen in the boot that there's like a little subwoofer thing, and it's bolted into the side. It's a factory one. Now, I assume that is an extra as well. I don't think all of them would have come with that. We believe that this one was a factory one, that someone spec'd this in the factory, and it's always been an Abarth. Yeah, a lot of these, you find that people have bought the bits and stuck them on theirs. So they've got a standard HGT, and then they've put all the body kit and bumpers on it off another one. So sometimes you can see there's yellow ones, there's black ones like this. You don't see many black ones, I don't. What other colours were there? I think those are blue. I think they made a blue. So blue, black, yellow. If there's any other colours, we'll put them on screen now. That is the beauty about having an editor that knows everything about the car that you are driving. So anything I get wrong, I'm sure he'll correct me without me having to double check, and without you boys and girls on the comments fact checking me on that, which I don't mind, by the way. I am totally up for that, because nobody knows everything, do they? I just want to bring some light entertainment into the homes of fellow car enthusiasts. How's that? That sounds good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. More Italian today. I have a Ferrari t-shirt on, and I'm in a Fiat. Same company, so it's okay. Let's give it a little bit of beans. So, do you want to know some numbers? Let me throw some numbers at you. Introduced in 1999. 0 to 60, 3.8 seconds. Horsepower, 130 brake horsepower. 113 pounds-foot of torque. 4-cylinder, 16 valve. 4-cylinder, 16 valve, 1800 cc. There's quite a few numbers there that I've given to you whilst just tiptoeing round a corner. I'll slow down a bit now so I can talk a bit better. Yeah, so my opinion on these Punto HGTs is I like it. I like the car. It's cool. I'd have to have the Abarth one because it's just that little bit more different compared to the others. You know, you're different if you've got this one, because apparently there's only 3 of these registered on UK roads. If you want a rare car that not many people have got, that you can enjoy, that drives well, that handles well, but is like £2,000, this is it. Bellissima. You know, there's more Ferrari F40s on the road than there is Fiat Punto HGT Abarth. Now there's a stat. So yeah, get yourself this one if you want. If you want this one, let me know. This could be yours. Lovely little collector's item. What a lovely evening driving the Fiat Punto HG. Hang on. What is that? Are they Lancias? What are the chances of seeing some Lancias on our journey out? That is flipping mad. Right, we're gonna have to pull over and have a look at these. Just as we're wrapping up this episode, firstly, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little spin in the Fiat Punto HGT Abarth there. And what are the chances we've gone on one of our usual filming roads and we've come across some more Italian friends. Lancias. We love Lancias. They don't bring them to the UK anymore. They make them, but they don't bring them to the UK anymore. Let's go and have a look at them. There is actually a Stratos there that we know quite well. But look at that. Look at that van. Lancia Appia. Lancia Appia. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Lancias. That's got to be rare. That's a Zagato there. Let's get a bit of that. We're going to get a little bit of rallying into the episode. Lancia Fulvia, 1600 HF. These are a very successful rally car. Stratos in the background, you can see there. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Not rally as much, but Zagato, Fulvia Zagato. Very rare. We know Chris is Stratos. This comes to us for a bit of work, so hopefully at some point Chris will let us do a bit of feature on that. I'm sure he will. So yeah, we'll have a quick look around it. This is a Lister Bell Lancia Stratos. Probably the best of the kit car Lancia Stratos is, because it uses a lot of original parts. We actually fitted those tyres this morning. We're filming the Fiat, and then we've been joined by some Lancia people, which is cool. Now this, I don't know much about this, but you do because you own it.
Yeah.
So what is this? Tell us about it.
This is a Lancia Kappa. Never sold in round drive markets. It's
okay.
Successor to the Lancia Thema. Now what makes these two even rarer, again, these are Lancia Kappa coupes.
Right.
There's only around 3,200 of these made in total.
In Europe as well as?
Globally.
Just in Europe? Globally?
Globally, yeah. There aren't any more of these. Both very rare cars, both more or less handmade by an Italian coach builder called Magoria, who made the last with the Delta Integrales. They also made a few. They didn't have experimental cars. They made a car called the Punto Grale. Okay. They basically took a Mark 1 Punto and put an Integrale underneath it.
Yeah.
But back to these are Lancia Kappas. Basically, these came out with Lancia Thema. These are like the Lancia sedan of say the 90s.
The Thema had, one of those had a Ferrari 4.2 engine.
The 832,
yeah. So what engine's in these?
This one, my own one, is a 20 valve 5-cylinder 20 valve turbo, which is the same as similar to the Fiat Coupe. Yeah. This one has a Alpha V6 Busso engine in it.
Okay.
So basically Lancia developed this car. Other companies of the Fiat group took parts from them. So basically it's the front of a Fiat Coupe and the back of an Alpha 166. So basically the floor pan is the back of 166. They've got 5-stud wheels like most Alphas do at the time. They don't have 4-stud. The engine in my one, 20 valve, is basically the Fiat Coupe. Allegedly, Lancia developed that engine because they wanted to make a WRC version of the Mark II Delta, but that didn't happen because basically the Fiat Group took all the money put into Ferrari Formula 1. If you recall, in the late 90s, they took Michael Schumacher, Ross Brawn, Rory Bourne, John Todt. They wanted all the resources into Ferrari Formula 1, and it worked. So these were never rallied, these were never raced. No. So both very rare now. There's only 3,200 made in very similar colour. The one right here, Justin's one, it's a slightly earlier one. There's a few little subtle differences if you look around too, and this was one of the later ones. So handmade. The exhaust on the back, that was aftermarket. Whoever had in Italy did that. I didn't do that. Yeah. So this one came from Italy. I think Justin's one came from Italy as well, via a few other places. But his one's automatic. If you look inside, you'd see the T-handle there. So Alpha, yeah, the Alpha Boost on automatic. It's not quite for everyone, but I've driven both cars, both very.
They look quite
make
heavy.
progress. They're heavy enough, but they're very comfortable.
Yeah,
like you could drive these.
It's a cruiser.
They are definitely cruisers, but if you want to open the taps on both of them, they are quite
they got
lively.
Yeah.
So 2-litre 20 valve 5-cylinder turbo. What's different to this one is the Kappa's only had the Fiat Coupe did, and it's what's called overboost. So if you give it some, what it'll do is it'll keep the boost for about 10 seconds. Yeah. So you've heard of the Undertaker, this is the Overtaker. So,
all right, yeah.
Performance is actually quite scary, like first, second, third gear is more or less wheel spin the whole way. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's on camera how fast it'll go. Fast enough. Yeah. Progress is brisk basically. It'll do 100 miles an hour quite easy in third gear.
You can say how fast it'll go.
I won't say how fast I've gone. Quite illegal speeds. I think I'll probably spend some of His Majesty's pleasure if I really look at how quick it can go. But no, it's a cruiser. Like it'll cruise all day at 100 miles an hour if you want to. Quite serenely sit on the motorway all day, 80, 90, no problem at all. 4 people and luggage, and give them, like most Italian cars, it's not a proper Italian car unless you can fit at least one body in the boot. Yeah, well, exactly. I'll show you that as well if you want. That's it. Looking at the front, it does look like the Delta, the second phase Delta. Yes, because the headlights and the taillights are the Mark II Delta. Yeah, they are the Mark II Delta. So, because that wasn't sold in the UK either, was it? The Mark II Delta. Quite a nice looking thing, actually. Yeah. Well, you see the Kappa Saloon and the Kappa Estate as well. Okay. And Fiat Group being Fiat Group, they actually put 7 different. The one generation of this car, they put 7 different engines in it. I think it was 5 petrol and 2 diesel. Really? So they started off with the 2-litre Lampredi engine, which was the same as the Tema and the Delta Integrale. They moved on to the 5-cylinder. They also had the 2.4 5-cylinder, which was in the Fiat Bravo HGT, I think at the time. Yeah. And then the Alpha Busso as well, and you 2 diesels. So definitely, basically Lancia more or less developed the whole car, and then other companies in the Fiat Group took parts from it. Yeah. So big enough boot at the back, but the styling is very reminiscent of a car called the tail fins. Yeah. So Lancia made a car from the 60s called the Flaminia, and they did a Flaminia Coupe. You see, it's the same. I could get in there, and you both of us could fit in there. No problem. Slam it down then, off we go. So look, I've had this touring last year. Well, someone's Tema A32 of all cars broke down, so we actually 4 adults, all the luggage in the boot, and since you're not flying Ryanair, you can bring 2 suitcases for yourself, and off you go. But the styling, particularly at the back, the car that Lancia made in the 60s called the Flaminia Coupe. It's the same, the way the buttress come down, the tail fins on the back here, the chrome surrounds on the glass with the Lancia logo on the corner. Should there be centre caps on the wheels? There should be, but they're very valuable. So you don't run them just in case you lose them? No, myself and Justin are the same. It's like a lot of parts. Once upon a time, you could literally be swimming in them, but now literally 100 quid a corner. Yeah. So unless we're doing a proper show and shine, they stay off. Them on there. They just click in. Like a lot of parts, there's a fairly keen enthusiast community online for these. Mostly in Poland, I think the Poles just love Lancia Kappas, and the Italians, and the Dutch as well. They never really that popular in Italy, but like a lot of things, the Italians are kind of copping onto them now. Yeah, and they want them back. Yeah, that's it. I mean, like a lot of things with Lancia, at the time they weren't that popular in Italy, but also the Italians have copped on now. Like there's none actually here, like say Lancia Fulvia sedans, the kind of square. You can buy them for very little, but I reckon in a year or two the values of them are literally going to go vertical. Yeah. People are going to want them. But very, very rare car, very extremely understated. Yeah. Like people who've driven these, they think, they look at them, they come back and wow, just wow. Yeah. Like it drives like a fairly modern car. Like I said, they're not racers, they're cruisers. But most up to a fairly modern hot hatch, not many cars will stay with it. No. Not that it's a racer. It wasn't built for racing. Like it's not an A to B car. No. Say for example, if you drag the race one again, it's an autobahn car. Yes, it definitely is a Grand Tour, and that's what they're marketed as. It was at the time Lancia Il Gran Turismo. Yeah. So, I mean, okay, you could probably race one against the Delta Integrale. The Integrale run out of steam at 85, 90. That'll cruise long ahead, keep going. Quite serenely until with everybody in it. With everybody in it, and well, I wouldn't say they wouldn't bring the dog. It'd be cruelty damned to put a poor doggy in there. You'd probably need a Kappa Estate for that. But extremely underrated cars, and I think these are these two. I think there's 5, say, in the British Isles that are road legal at the moment. There's a few more. I wouldn't say there's more than 10 of these cars.
I don't think I've ever seen one. I don't think I've ever seen one on the road.
Well, here's 2 of them.
Yeah, so that's why we wanted to chat with you.
Yeah.
We best off listen to the Lancia Kappa, haven't we? I do like a 5.